In a world that prizes noise and appearances, can silence really make a statement? Can leaving quietly, without fanfare, truly make us more memorable than an elaborate goodbye? The Stoics, whose wisdom has guided thinkers, leaders, and even revolutionaries, might argue that the answer is yes. There's an unmistakable power in walking away silently, rooted in self-respect, inner strength, and a deep understanding of human nature. And when done right, it leaves an indelible mark on the minds of those left behind, a mark that speaks louder than words ever could. So, what does it mean to leave silently? And how can we embrace this seemingly passive act in a way that brings peace, respect, and a powerful legacy? The Stoic idea of leaving silently is more than a mere action. It's a mindset, a lifestyle of grounded strength. Let's explore this idea, weaving together personal insights, real-life scenarios, and actionable lessons rooted in Stoic philosophy, so you can understand not just the power of leaving, but the art of being missed. 1. The quiet power of absence. Think about the last time someone important left your life without a word. No explanation, no lingering goodbye, just an absence that felt immediate and complete. The silence was a message in itself, wasn't it? You wondered, you questioned, and perhaps even came to a point of reflection. You felt their absence as strongly as if it had been a spoken farewell. That feeling is exactly what Stoics seek to master. Seneca wrote, "Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart," and this sentiment includes being able to walk away with dignity. To leave with honor, one must leave with grace, and oftentimes, the quietest exit is the most graceful. Now, imagine a personal scenario. A friend or partner who constantly drains you with endless complaints, yet never heeds your advice or returns the favor of listening. Every conversation becomes a drain, every interaction a reminder of the imbalance in the relationship. You might feel the urge to have one last confrontation, an emotional reckoning where all the things unsaid finally spill out. But what if, instead of speaking, you simply let your actions speak for you? No explanations, no closure, just a quiet exit. A Stoic's take, why we walk away quietly. Marcus Aurelius famously advised, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." This advice points to a fundamental Stoic idea that self-improvement isn't about convincing others or making grand declarations. It's about actions and inward focus. So often, people stay in situations or relationships longer than they should because they feel a need to prove themselves or change the other person. Stoicism teaches that we should relinquish this need. If someone doesn't respect your value or contribute positively to your life, you owe them no explanation. Walking away silently becomes a mark of inner strength and confidence. 2. The value of being missed. Leaving silently doesn't just benefit you, it creates a void that forces others to reflect. When we leave with minimal fuss, our absence is felt more keenly. Instead of providing a clear-cut goodbye that closes the door, we leave a space open, one that invites curiosity, respect, and even regret. Consider a colleague at work. Maybe they underappreciated your input or took credit for your ideas. When it's time to leave that job, you could slam the door on your way out with a stinging email or a tense meeting, but would that really change anything? Probably not. Instead, leaving with quiet dignity and performing your duties until the last day with unwavering grace leaves a memory in people's minds. They'll remember the person who showed them strength by not stooping to resentment. They'll ask themselves, did we lose a valuable team member? Or could we have been more supportive? Personal reflection, a story of quiet departure. Years ago, I had a mentor who imparted one last lesson as he left his position: the value of silence. He'd been with the organization for years, consistently overlooked for promotions and underappreciated despite his hard work. Many thought he would make a grand exit, finally venting his grievances. But on his last day, he simply packed up, left a few handwritten notes for those he appreciated, and walked out quietly. There was no speech, no confrontation, just silence. And that silence spoke volumes. Within weeks, he was missed deeply. His absence felt across the company. People wondered what they could have done to make him stay, and he left a lasting impression that would have been impossible with an angry farewell. Third, scenarios where leaving silently is most powerful. So, when does it make sense to employ the Stoic principle of silent departure? Here are some scenarios where leaving quietly speaks volumes. Ending a relationship. When a relationship has run its course and no words can bridge the gap, parting in silence can be an act of self-respect and acceptance. Rather than launching into arguments or laying blame, you leave quietly, accepting that your value is intrinsic and doesn't need validation. Exiting a job. If you've outgrown a workplace or been treated poorly, instead of delivering the "I quit" speech filled with frustrations, choose silence. By leaving on good terms without revealing any ill will, you maintain your dignity and give others space to realize the worth you brought. Friendships that no longer serve you. Friendships are invaluable, but they require mutual respect and effort. When a friendship becomes one-sided, consider letting go silently, respecting the positive memories without lingering in toxic dynamics. Each of these examples requires deep self-respect, a hallmark of Stoic philosophy, which encourages us to value our peace over external validation. 4. Embracing inner peace and personal reflection. One key aspect of Stoic philosophy is the focus on inner peace and the recognition that we can only control ourselves. By choosing silence, we avoid futile arguments, unnecessary drama, and fruitless attempts to explain ourselves to those unwilling to understand. This isn't passivity, it's choosing your battles wisely. In practice, this might look like removing yourself from situations that drain your energy without looking back. Picture someone who has long tried to mediate between feuding family members, hoping to bring about unity, but instead finding themselves caught in the crossfire. Finally, they step away, quietly and without fanfare, choosing peace over chaos. This silent choice not only preserves their well-being, but also sends a powerful message. Peace isn't something others grant you, it's something you create for yourself. How Stoicism keeps us grounded. Epictetus often emphasized that we must keep company only with those who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Silence can act as a filter, separating the relationships that are meaningful from those that merely bring noise. Through silence, we find out who truly notices our absence, who reaches out, and who simply lets go. The power of letting people reflect. When we choose to leave silently, we allow others the space to reflect on our presence, our impact, and our value. Instead of leaving them with defensive anger or bitterness, we give them the freedom to come to their own realizations. Imagine an artist who leaves a blank canvas, allowing viewers to see what they wish, to interpret it in their own way. Silence, in this sense, is an invitation for others to fill in the blanks, to appreciate what they may have missed when we were there. Leaving an impression without words has the power to shape memories. Instead of tarnishing relationships with emotional exits, silence allows us to preserve what was good and let others process what they will. This reflection is the birthplace of nostalgia and respect, the root of being missed. 6. The art of being missed. Why do some people leave a lasting impact while others fade quickly from memory? Being missed is an art, and at the heart of it lies Stoicism's quiet confidence and dignity. When we strive to leave with grace, we offer a gift, the memory of someone who valued themselves enough not to linger in places where they weren't cherished. In ancient Rome, leaders and thinkers often embraced this wisdom, knowing that leaving quietly from certain circles or gatherings was the best way to maintain their honor. They understood the wisdom of maintaining one's peace over proving a point. Today, we can use the same wisdom to navigate our complex social and professional lives, choosing our exits as carefully as we choose our entries. 7. Take the quiet road, embracing Stoic departure. Ultimately, just leave silently is more than just an exit strategy. It's a philosophy of self-worth, of choosing peace, and of allowing others the space to see you for who you truly are. Stoicism gives us the tools to leave with grace, reminding us that our value doesn't depend on anyone's validation. If you walk away quietly, others will remember you not for your last words, but for the strength you showed in valuing your own peace. Reflect on your relationships, your career, and your social circles. Where might leaving silently make a stronger statement than trying to explain yourself? Could silence, rather than a grand exit, give you the peace and respect you seek? After all, sometimes the strongest sound we can make is no sound at all. In a world that never stops talking, dare to walk away with nothing but silence. You may find it speaks louder than you ever could.